Hello, everybody.
Hey,
right
guys.
on time. All right. Hit 8 o'clock, right on the nose. Getting better at it, baby.
If you'd seen me go, you wouldn't have thought that.
Well, if you'd have seen me just jumping out of the shower and running in here.
We are really in a woo kind of mood. Last minute took off out to feed the fish. That's where I took the thumbnail a little while ago.
Yep.
And at the back pond at the Bluebird Lake.
The Bluebird Lake, yeah.
And I do have a couple of pictures somewhere.
We'll get to them in a minute.
Okay. And hey, Dirt Patch, hello.
Hey, sweetheart, I just left you a message on your video. Oh, actually, it's on our video. You left a comment, and I went back to you.
Yeah, we've been, I don't know, yesterday we just didn't seem to get nothing done.
Well, it rained.
And today, we got a little.
We got a little bit done today.
I don't know that we got a lot.
Well, I shoveled all that dirt this morning in the greenhouse out here first. Remember?
Yeah, we flipped the dirt a little.
We flipped all the dirt.
I got a picture of that too. Hold
Did you? Okay.
Well, not actually before the dirt.
Okay. What do we got here before the dirt? Okay, guys.
The raised beds are in. That's
we got the
queen dome.
second set of raised beds into the dome. Now comes the big part this morning, filling the one on your left up. I got about, what do you say, about 10 foot down it?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yep. So we got that far down it. And we are able to, looks like we got red again down there. I don't like that. Okay. Anyway.
So we're getting my greenhouse going. I've already got, I think I showed you last time. If I didn't, I think I did. From Grow Family Network, we got the seeds for the bush okra. I put them in Danny's greenhouse and got them about yay tall, something like that.
Yep. And
I moved them to my greenhouse once he filled one of the side beds up. Y'all, they are, what'd you say, 2.5 foot tall, maybe?
Oh no, them things are like
3 foot.
They're like 3 feet high. They're up to the top of that wire that I have on the side. It's 3 foot wire, so they're 3 feet high.
And they're bushing out. We got to eat one piece of okra last week, and it's got okra coming out everywhere.
Yep.
So we're gonna get to do some videos on that later. But somebody had sent us the what are they called? The pepper plants that you grow peppercorns.
Peppercorn, not pepper plants, peppercorn plants. There's a difference between pepper plants and peppercorn plants.
Okay, so peppercorn. Well, I wrote peppercorns, but then when I went to say it, it didn't sound right.
I know. Pepper and peppercorn are two totally different things.
So this is a peppercorn plant.
Yes, we have two of them in the house. We have them potted right now until we get their permanent location. We're excited about being able to grow our own black pepper, and so much from the person who mailed it to us. It was such a blessing to have those.
Yes, and they're already looking like they've already grown, and we've only week and a half, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, and they already look like they've grown some. So I mean, I'm really excited with the peppercorns. So that's going to be nice in the.
Give me a couple of moments here. Dirt Patch Evan, Miss Julie. Dear friend of mine, love her to death. She made a comment back there a while ago, and she said that we had inspired her to raised beds, but to grow in the ground. And she talked about the massive difference in quantity. See, sweetheart,
her place looks awesome right now.
I watched your video on that, and it is, look, it is totally awesome. I mean.
And here we are going to raised beds.
Well, that's because we're in a greenhouse.
Yeah,
we don't have raised beds out in the field. Yeah.
No, but Julie's place, y'all, Dirt Patch Heaven, it looks awesome because we've seen the get-go.
Yeah.
Working those rocks.
Yep.
Now she's got rocks.
Yeah.
And she's been working on that ground.
She's been building soil
a long time.
Yeah.
And she told us when she was here, she spent 3 weeks the first time and 2 weeks the second time, I think, here.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. She said, I want to be able to build this soil. I want to be able to make it grow. And she is definitely making
She's doing a fantastic job.
Her ground looks awesome. And the plants.
Okay, let me catch up on a few of these questions. How sugarcane's doing fine. We have no problems with it. We didn't even get any wind. We got no rain and we got no wind.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. have a hurricane less than 100 miles from you.
And
You didn't get
go
no wind or
weird,
rain.
yeah.
Okay, people are asking, what kind of lumber do we use in the greenhouse? We have micronized copper treated lumber, which is environmentally safe. I think it was Grampy, one of them asked a question, were they 2x12s? No, those are actually 2x10s. They're not 2x12.
Is peppercorn a vine plant? Yes.
Yes, peppercorn is a vine plant. So I just want to catch up on some of the questions that I saw run by while we were talking. I know we can't get to every question, but I do like to get to as many as I can.
And if y'all will, post them in all caps. And if we miss it, give us a minute or two and post it again. Any idea where we can get some peppercorn
seeds or plants?
Somebody was posting a place, and I'm not sure.
Have we considered growing coffee or tea plants in our greenhouse?
We tried tea.
We tried the tea. How big do peppercorn plants have to be for their vining? I don't know. These are like a foot tall and they're already vining, but they got to be like 2 or 3 years old before they make peppercorns.
Julie said she's actually been watching you preaching and all. You're converting Julie. Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord.
She needs another Mississippi trip. Y'all, before she left here, she was saying y'all.
Yeah, but you notice when I left the comment on your channel, I said you all. I didn't say y'all. How do I feel about quail? If you live in the suburbs or in town, it's great. It's probably the best thing you can do. But you know, for us out here in the country, it's not worth it to us because for the amount of feed you have to feed, no more meat than you get, it's not worth it to us. But
it does help a lot of people.
Got any seeds on the Etsy store yet?
I will be putting some more up. Mott's Hill, thank you as our #1 fan.
#1 fan, Mott's Hill.
Yeah, the Etsy store's it's been booming. And I was writing some things down and I saw my emails, so it means a couple of things. So I'm gonna have to go refresh it. And so y'all give me a little while. If I don't forget after we get through, I'll try to add a few more seeds.
We have plenty of seeds. We just haven't got it yet. Well, we're working on it. I've got corn in the freezer because I like to put my corn in the freezer there for about 2 weeks before I actually put it out on the market and get rid of any bugs or weevils in or anything like that. But we do have the Mississippi cream pea, Cherokee tan pumpkins, and the Danny corn will be available as soon as I get it out of the freezer.
We got our greenhouse from Growers Solution. There is a link in the description, in our descriptions for Growers Solution. You
use the promo code Deep South and it will save you purchase.
The first purchase. Where did we order the overalls from? We ordered them through Roundhouse. I go straight to the factory or Roundhouse store and order them, and they've gone up because they were $50, right at $50 a pair. But they are the high back ones. Danny has to have the high back. Yeah. They're American made, good quality. We've never had any issues with Roundhouse.
Okay, Danny, what size tractor do I need to maintain 20 acres? Let me say this. Anything over a 25 horsepower now has the regen system in it and all the computerized stuff and all that. I do not recommend that. I have the Kubota L2501, which is a 25 horsepower. Which anything above that has all the computerized stuff. Mine has no computer on it whatsoever. We tried the computer stuff, went through 3 tractors, never could get one to run right. So we finally dropped back to the one that doesn't have the computer. And guys, the Kubota 25 horsepower one, I would recommend that for 20 acres. I think it would be fine for 20 acres.
Crowder peas better to harvest fresh or dried. I like them fresh.
Yeah.
But if you don't like peas, then you can leave them till they dry and harvest them for dry peas. Either way. But we like the fresh peas.
We like fresh, but if you don't have somewhere to keep fresh, you can dry them, and then you can just use you can use them like dry beans.
And Mott was asking about the check out Roundhouse. I think it's roundhouse.com.
Lippy's got the thing up.
Does she? Okay. Go through Gemini Homestead's link there. It says Roundhouse. Yeah, it's roundhouse.com.
The funny thing is we went to order me some blue jeans, and The dark denim blue jeans, we were only allowed to have 1 pair. But the stone-washed ones, we could get up to 12 pair. So I don't know what's up with the dark blue jeans. They would only let us have 1 pair, so we decided not to go with that. We decided to go with the stone one. Questions go by. What do I think about
canning
frozen corn? Never have canned.
We
don't like canned corn, period, because the sugars in it turns to starch.
It changes the flavor so much. I like fresh corn, and if we're gonna do corn for us to eat during the winter, I always do it fresh. I put it in the freezer.
You put it in the freezer.
And take it out. Years ago, I canned a lot of corn, and it takes an hour and a half to can corn, and it just does something to the flavor. It's not sweet anymore. It's a totally different taste. You've got to like that taste, and to me, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah. I did miss a couple of questions, guys. I'm sorry. If you just repost them, I'll try to get to them.
Yeah.
But anyway, what all we have picked up here now?
I don't even remember.
You got a picture of your cake?
Yeah, I was just eating cake.
Yeah. Let's look. This is what Miss Wanda did this week, guys. I want all y'all to just look at this.
I started a video.
I want you to indulge in the cake. I want you to smell the cake. I want you to look at the cake. I want you to. You're probably gonna commit sin over the cake. You know, let's just be honest.
All right, this is my granny's pound cake recipe. Very, very simple. And I usually buy a bunch of snacks because I'm always eating. And he said, why don't you just cook for yourself and so you have something you can eat? And I said, because I'm cooking for you all the time. I don't like to have to double cook snacks and stuff. So this week it was supposed to rain all week. It didn't. But we did have a couple of days off and on. And I don't know, I just got in this I'm going to cook mood. And so I made him fig Newtons, but I didn't roll them out in the little fig Newton bars. I put it like in a pan and made it like you would his sweet potato dessert in a long pan, a 9 by 13. I rolled out the dough, put it in there, put the figs on top, sprinkled some almond flour on top, and it was all gluten-free. Baked it for a while, and he's been eating on the fig Newtons that are not really fig Newtons. And then I made my cake. What else did I make? His cookies. What kind of questions you got?
Okay. I don't know. Listen to you so long, I forgot them now. No, we cannot ship seeds to Canada.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing. I was gonna say.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody asked the question. Can we? Boondock or one of them, I think, asked the question. Can we ship seeds to Canada? No, we can't ship seeds outside the 50 contingent, 48 or 50 contingent states.
Hawaii and
yeah.
I don't know about Alaska. I've sent some things to Hawaii.
If we eat 1 pound cake, do we gain 10? No, we do not. Some people don't.
I can send my cookbook and Danny's books to Canada. I've done that before, and I have absolutely no problem. But when it comes to seeds, we can't ship outside the U.S.
Right. Now, something I want to talk about here for just a minute. Guys, we've had some problems. We had a video that YouTube literally pulled it down. They didn't ask us to pull it down. YouTube took it away.
Just shut it down.
They just shut it down.
Didn't that give us a chance?
They didn't give us a warning. They didn't give us a chance. They didn't give us nothing. Now they did tell us that that we did not get a strike because of it.
Yeah.
But we say or do certain things on YouTube anymore, or we will get strikes and we will get our channel took down. And Karen, yes, we do sell seeds on our Etsy store, deepsouthhomestead.etsy.com. But guys, this is it. Porch Time will be changing from now on. If you want to see anything about anything that's going on, I have to be careful. I can't use
certain words.
They told me I can't use certain words like COVID or.
You might not even supposed to be spelling.
Well, I mean, I think I could probably spell it.
Any of that.
Can't use any of the C words. Not cancer, but any of the C words, and you know what I'm talking about. Okay. I can't use any of the racial words. I can't use the word race really. I mean.
Yeah, you probably just got a fool.
Yeah, no, I think it's full because they don't know I'm not talking about running a race. But there's so much.
You gotta watch the words.
We're just we're being scrutinized, and come December of this year, they don't even have to warn us anymore. They can just take our channel away. We'll just get up and our channel will be gone. So I said all that to say this. I would urge every one of you guys to go over to Crazy Days. That's our other channel. And subscribe to that channel. If that don't get us in trouble.
You're sending people to my channel. We might get in trouble
might get in trouble for sending somebody to my own channel. But guys, the reason we're doing that is South Homestead gets pulled down, we will automatically be over on Crazy Days. And that will become our new channel if they don't take it away too. And then if they take it away, we still have one more that we'll fall back on. But we will go to other channels and tell you which one that is. But right now, as many people as could, go ahead and subscribe to Crazy Days. If Deep South gets pulled down overnight and we don't have any say about it or anything, we will be posting automatically over on Crazy Days. And Chip, I think it was Chip, wasn't it? That posted the $10?
Yes, thank you, Chip.
Thank you, Chip. I was trying to watch it out there.
Right now, the video, this was the video. It was called Food Shortages Broken Supply Chain. They totally removed it. So I was kind of a little perturbed about it, so I sent them the review. Less than 10 minutes, they did a review and said, no way. We stand by our word. So I stewed on that for a while, and I told Danny about lunchtime. I said, I'm going to take that video and I'm going to re-edit it. I'm going to see what he said, and I'm going to do some high cutting. So I did. So when you watch the video that will come up this afternoon, it is a video most of you've already seen. But I had to trim it. I had to take out words. I had to take out phrases and like that. So from now on, when he gets carried away with Porch Time, Wanda will do a lot of clips in order to make it politically correct. I guess. Yeah. That's all I know to do, guys.
Vicki, they're putting up the link to Crazy Days right below you there. Gemini's got it up. How is that legal? 1984.
Well, actually, we joined YouTube, and we agreed to abide by their rules. And we usually always do. We just didn't know that they had rules that we couldn't, those things. We do know a lot of the rules because we get a thing that tells us all the rules.
Right.
And they probably sent something that said that in the last few months. But y'all don't know how many emails I get. And lots of times I skip over things with YouTube because if I read every email, I'd be here all day, every day, reading YouTube emails. So it was just one of those things. It didn't really hurt us. And I posted the video. Yeah, we lost a lot of views. That's it. We lost 40-something thousand views. But the video's back up because a lot of people were watching that video. They wanted to see what he said. And whether you agree with him or not, side the point. We don't really worry about that. But we did put it back up because of that. And if we hadn't, we would have put it over on Patreon.
Yeah, we would have put the uncensored version on Patreon. The one today, it was already censored. Someone asked, David asked, I believe it was, do we plant cups? We do. Mm-hmm. We plant ryegrass. We plant red crimson clover, winter peas. We plant all those type stuff.
We're going to have Danny Corn on Etsy. It'll be up again tonight.
Yes, Trevor, we'll have it over there. We're thinking about getting a 20,000 watt Generac that's run by propane. That would put a kit on. I didn't get to read all of it. Whoa!
Oh, it went spinning. I don't know what he did. Go all the way back down because he made us all drunk.
Okay, Danny, I was thinking about getting a 20,000 watt Generac that's run on propane. They put a kit on it that has an electrical panel so it will start automatically. Good or bad idea? Good idea. Definitely good. Thank you, Jason.
Do you recommend Glacier Series for snow or the high tunnel like you have?
Glacier.
Virginia, where we get snow occasionally.
Yeah, I recommend the Glacier one. because you need to be able to shed snow. It's got a peak at the top. The snow will run down off of it, and if it don't, you can get on the inside with the long handled, like a push broom, and bump the plastic real lightly, and it will slide off. And even with a glacier model, sometimes they advise putting posts up in the middle of them if you're in a heavy snow load area.
Do we plant greens? Yes, we do. We plant several types of greens,
yes.
And we will be planting about at least in October. Our greens.
Yeah, we'll probably start planting 1st of October.
Yeah, we're fixing to be planting carrots. I've got all the carrot beds ready, and that's in a couple of weeks, right?
Yep.
We're going to be planting carrots. I'm trying to get ready for my greenhouse. I've got things planned. We just got to get all the dirt in there, and we hadn't got the plastic on it. We're waiting for hurricane season to be over.
Have we thought about a new platform such as Brighteon already?
I just don't have 3 or 4 videos up, and I've not maneuvered Brighteon enough to know how it works exactly. I've just thrown a few videos over there, and I put one up last week. And we will probably start putting some video. I just don't really understand the platform yet. But we've been on Brighteon, what, 2 years?
About 2 years, yeah. I'm glad to see that you've got a new addition. When do you plant red clover? We plant red clover when we plant our ryegrass at the end of September.
Yeah. All right, so what else?
Let's see here. The Russians have a saying, you can be political or you can be correct. You cannot be both.
That's probably
This is probably true. Have you ever canned pumpkin? If so, any tips? Yeah, do not puree it. Cut it up into chunks.
Yeah, what I've done with any type of winter squash like that is cut it in reasonable sized chunks. Don't cut it in little tiny chunks. Cut it in good sized chunks and process it an hour and a half.
Have we ever grown parsnips?
I haven't.
It doesn't do well in our climate down here. It's just too hot. Do you have recent pic of the lake? I'm dying to see how it...
I did put, okay, right here. All right, so I have to explain this. Danny had, and he put it in there. I think the pond was about 3 or 4 days old, and when he did, it 13 inches the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
About the first 2 weeks, it rose 13 inches, and he kept moving it out of the water. When it gets certain level, he'd move it on up out of the water again, so he knew what it was at. It went down 2 or 3 inches.
It went down 3 inches during the drought we was having, the heat.
Yeah, we had 2 or 3 weeks it didn't rain, and it was hot. But then this week, before all the rain was coming in, he moved it again and put it at the beginning of the water, and he has 0, 1. No.
I have it on 0, where I have it where it can drop 3 inches in case it drops, and then I have it where it can rise. So right now it's on right at 2 inches, and which means that it's came up almost 5 inches.
It came up almost 5 inches.
That's just yesterday's rain.
Yeah, in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool that we got that much, and it had just started clearing up.
Can I recommend a small greenhouse for a new gardener? Yes, Grower Solutions has what's called a hobby greenhouse. It's very affordable. It's about, I think it's 10 by 16. I can't remember.
It's kind of small.
It's kind of small.
In a small area.
Fits in a small area, but it's called a hobby greenhouse. And if you can go to Grower Solutions, you can use the promo code Deepsouth and you get 10% off of your greenhouse. We don't make anything. It's just a deal that we cut with Grower Solutions to help out our subscribers.
Yeah, because we were looking at the hobby greenhouse the other day.
We thought about getting one for the cabin.
Yeah, we kind of playing around with some ideas right now, but
still looking for a 12-volt refrigerator. Do you know what kind of refrigerator to get?
I don't know that brand name.
We looked at a 12-volt refrigerator online, and I don't remember the name of it. It was on a video called, look, there's a channel called A Girl in the Woods.
Yeah.
And on her YouTube channel, she has a 12-volt refrigerator that's run off of solar panels or a battery that she uses. And you can go to her channel. It's called A Girl in the Woods, I believe. And you should be able to see it. I can't remember the name of it.
Have we ever dry canned potatoes? No.
No.
Will my purple tops be okay planted this early? Maybe.
Depends on where you live.
He lives here in Mississippi, Trevor.
Oh, Trevor. Trevor lives right down the road over there. But you done planted, will the purple tops be okay? Purple top turnips, or I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. They should be okay. The only problem you're going to have, Trevor, is the flea beetles and stuff like that is probably going to eat them up pretty bad.
Grumpy Old Man wants to know, will these greenhouses stand up to hailstorms? We have hailstorms like ping pong size to tennis balls. Probably not.
If you have shade cover cloth over it,
that would help.
Yeah, that definitely would help. Yes.
We have black shade cloth on Danny's, and mine will have the white shade cloth when we get it up.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody asked a question a while ago. Do we cut our asparagus down? No, we do not cut our asparagus. We leave our stalks standing until they dry completely and they turn brown. Then once they turn brown, then we go through and it's usually about January. We go through and cut them all off.
Do I need to add sand to my potting mix for pineapples?
Not really. Pineapples are wicked dirt. I'm gonna tell you, we don't have the best dirt for ours where they're growing. So they just need some good rich water on a regular basis. Not wet, but just damp.
Are we still growing blueberries? Yes,
yes.
We have 50.
We have 50 trees over here, plus more.
And several at the greenhouse. And
plus some in the greenhouse.
Yeah, and a mini one in the greenhouse. Have I canned pinto beans? I canned quite a few dried beans. I took some of the ham that I had when I was canning ham, and I dropped a few pieces in and threw in some beans and canned those, and that's some good eating, just going to say.
Okay, Ron says, why crimson clover or white clover? Because they're very high in nutrition for animals. You have to be careful because they're loaded with protein. It will cause an animal to bloat, but it's also good for them. Plus, they put much needed nitrogen back into the soil so that when you plant right, you don't really have to have a lot of nitrogen.
So Prairie Girl wants to know, have we planted asparagus from seeds before?
Yes, we actually have a video where we collect the seeds from asparagus, how we save the seeds, and how we replant the seeds to grow our own asparagus.
And they are just now this year putting on asparagus that we can eat. It takes 3 years or better, sometimes 4 years from seed. It's a long process.
Can you explain more about cows? I just want one to grow for food. Infrastructure. Make sure you got the infrastructure. Make sure you have good feed, good hay, and good water. Make sure your hay is not sprayed. The portable refrigerator from Girl in the Woods is a Joy to Tuss 26. They have various. That is it. That's the refrigerator. I remember the Joy part.
Yeah. Yeah, Debbie said that pineapple looked awesome. I know it's good. It was the
best we have ever
I've
raised.
never had pineapple taste that sweet. It was, and when I pulled it, what happened, I walked outside, and I don't go this way to where they're at that often. And so when I walked outside, Danny was out this way, and I headed toward him, and I caught something out of the corner of my eye, and I thought, there's not supposed to be anything yellow over there. So when I went over there, there's this big, beautiful yellow pineapple over there. And pineapple was there, but we just didn't think to check it because we were thinking October or something before it was ready. And I pulled it, and I went, and I said, look what I found. And it was smelling so good.
It smelled good, guys.
And it tasted even better.
Did we ever figure out the pink and white sweet potato mystery? Nope. I dug a few more today, and same thing.
And I've got some cooked in there. We're going to try them. I cooked white and pink, so we're going to do a taste test on them. The juice was awesome.
Someone asked, can we can milk? We don't
have never canned milk.
We don't can milk. We usually freeze it.
Yeah, I don't. I don't do milk. We usually do almond milk for the most part, and I can buy that shelf stable, and I just stack it up and keep shelf stable almond milk.
Never Alone says they got a 16 by 32 greenhouse going up next week.
Good. That's a good size.
We bought some soil to put in our raised beds, and it was contaminated with torpedo grass. Oh, and nut grass. Any suggestions how to kill it? Nope. You just gonna have to. You have to dig it out. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, sometimes it's these grasses and stuff. It's just hard to deal with.
Is there any male and female meat on cows? Yes. If you let a bull get too old, the meat is very strong. The best meat is a young steer. One that's been castrated is actually the best meat that you will get.
Before it gets a year old.
Before it gets a year old.
Have it processed before the year. Females can be processed anytime, right? It doesn't matter. But males you want to get before they're a year old. Somebody's saying SOCIALIZE would help the grasses.
Not nut grass.
It'll just keep coming back.
No, it'll come back through it.
It's like Kogon, right? Oh man. We don't have that, but we have the Kogon.
Sunshine and her mom doing? I have no idea, Debbie. We don't talk to them.
Well, you were over there and talked to Paul.
I was talking to Paul, but I didn't talk to her. I mean, out doing something else. They have their own.
They're working on their stuff.
They're working on their place over there. They were cutting some okra plants off, and I didn't want to bother them, so I spoke with Paul for a few minutes, and then I come back home. But y'all have to understand, separate homesteads here. What they do on their homestead and what we do on our homestead is two different things. Our homestead is more of a spiritually based homestead where we try to teach people about the Lord and how Scripture ties in with prophetic events going on today and growing food and stuff like that. They have a total different direction they're going in, and we don't interfere with them, and they don't interfere with us.
Yeah, they're kind of business based. That's what they're geared for, is they're trying to create a business. And so we just, we talk to them when we need to, and they talk to us, and we've got a few projects in the mix later on, but it's not YouTube projects. It's fencing projects we're working on.
Julie, yes, we do have all of our videos downloaded onto hard drives. And if they do pull our channel, we know we could
doubt about that. Let's see.
Oh, let's see here.
Yeah,
make sure I'm not
even
missing
Porch Time was something I thought about putting on DVDs or thumb drives or something and putting on Etsy. But then again, I've got to have, now we're full-blown scuppernons. Y'all ought to see the scuppernons I picked today.
We got a video coming up. Y'all are going to love it. I want to tell you, we've got some equipment coming in that we've been needing this equipment for a long time.
Yeah, I picked.
Oh, you picked a 5-gallon bucket full today, just about.
Yeah, and a 5-gallon bucket a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And there's probably at least close to 2 more 5-gallon buckets on the vines. I mean, they're just producing abundantly. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting them in the freezer right now, and then we're going to do the video showing y'all what we got to be doing it. And then we've got sweet potatoes. Danny has been going out digging a bucket or 2 at a time, and he come in today telling me more sweet potatoes than we know what to do with.
Okay, the gifted soul, no, you cannot plant potatoes outside in the ground in the fall and spring. They will rot in the ground. We lost a bunch of ours last year to the freeze.
Now, what I did with some of mine, I did overweed by cutting the tops off. Every time I knew it was going to freeze, I'd chop the tops off.
But they're from upper state New York. The ground freezes up there.
The ground freeze.
Yeah.
The ground doesn't freeze here. Thank you. I can't see. Budonk.
Boondock.
Boondock?
Boudonk. Yeah, Boudonk.
Yeah, something like that. He said he liked the Patreon video.
Thank you so much.
How do I eradicate kudzu?
Well,
Kogon. I mean, not Kogon.
goats are a good way to start.
They had a friend of mine had to use
She
Roundup
round up
over and over and over and over and over for years to get rid of hers.
Let's look at a few more of these. We got what, one more picture? Or?
I'm not sure.
Let's look at. I don't even know what these are, guys.
That's the reflection from the pond last night.
Okay, what you're looking at is actually the water in the pond. Believe it or not, it's the reflection from the sky. I told Wanda, I said, nobody's going to know what that is because you didn't get the picture of the dam, you didn't get the picture of the water. And she was like, yeah, but I can't see the pink if I do. And so. Yeah,
the pink wouldn't show up if I enlarged it, you know, where you could see the dam and the water. When we were sitting out there last night, that's what we saw in the water. We were looking for fish, but we saw the sky and the trees.
Yeah, this is actually the pond water. That's how still it was. It was literally that calm.
Yeah, Tammy said her sweet potatoes are doing great because of all the videos and stuff.
What does this say? Image. What does that mean?
That's nothing because you can click it off. See, it's on. I was gonna put something up.
Okay, I was wondering. Okay, I kept. Okay.
Yeah, I just forgot a couple of things. I got busy doing something else and I didn't get other pictures put up.
Do we grow many grapes? This is the first year my vines have given some beauty grapes. We grow a lot of different, we grow a lot of muscadines and we grow a lot of scuppernongs. We don't actually grow grapes. Grapes don't grow here because if you do, they cross-pollinate.
Any suggestions on raising hogs?
Yeah, good infrastructure and good pens or they'll root out. And give them a place big enough to live. I mean, don't put them in, give them a pretty big space to roam around in and they'll do pretty good.
We found that by having them in a large area, nobody knew we even had pigs on the place till they saw them. They go, oh, you've got pigs?
Yeah.
If you put them in small areas, you're going to smell them. And by having them in a larger field, we never knew ours were on the place.
The question was asked, how do I get rid of bugs on my cucumbers and my squash? Believe it or not, this is the first year we did not have any squash bugs. We had no cucumber beetles. We had nothing this year. And the only thing I've done different this year was used liquid phosphorus from Dot to Earth, Bloom and Grow, around the bottom of the plants. And that stuff stinks to high heaven. And I don't know that if that done the job or not. We don't know.
Are we happy with our solar powered generators?
Yes. Yeah.
We
very,
love them.
very. Now we would like larger ones, but right now those are fine.
Yeah, the biggest one we have works at the cabin for at least 3 to 4 days. And we're only using it at night. We don't run it for any time during the day for anything. And we only use it at night, and we can get 3 to 4 days before charging. So I think that's pretty awesome.
The question was asked, in the pond. Yes, we have put almost a ton of lime in the back pond back here, and we have put a lot of lime in the front pond. Not a ton because it's not as big.
We have poison oak. Any advice on how to get rid of it?
I
have it severely if I even come in contact with it, and
the only thing you can do is just spray it. I mean, I hate to say that.
Saying coming in contact, it's on their skin.
Oh, Jewel.
Were you saying it's on your skin?
Oh, you saying on your skin or just the plant? Because if it's on your skin, you can use jewel weed on your
lemongrass.
Lemongrass, jewel will help relieve it.
But now, if you're talking about on the ground, you need to spray it. I would spray it with Roundup all day long because I can't handle it. Thing I would spray with Roundup.
Yeah. Tanya says, is it too early to plant broccoli and Brussels sprouts here in Pensacola, Florida? Yes, it's too hot. You need to wait at least till the end of September. The squash bugs got my Cherokee tans and vine borers got my acorn squash. I'm so sad.
Wow.
Wow. We've never lost anything like that to a...
The Cherokee tans?
The Cherokee tans. We never lost that to squash bugs or vine borers.
So, but...
Something ate my Cherokee tan just yesterday. Wow.
So there is something that's eating them.
Something's eating them.
Now, ours over at the cabin, I don't know.
Ours died because of the heat.
Is that what got
it was dry. It was hot.
Part of it died after we harvested 3 or 4 pumpkins off it, but another part is growing up in the
Trash
bushes
pile.
and the trash pile. And then we have one out here that I planted in our compost pile that it's
Well, that
all
thing's
over.
going crazy.
It's everywhere.
There's pumpkins laying everywhere. The vine's just going crazy.
We're just hoping they make before it gets.
They're planted
too
in,
much.
and it's planted in a compost pile.
It's in the compost pile, yeah.
I noticed Paul and Amanda have some Cherokee tans over there that's done covered up a spot. Probably, I don't even know.
Their spot's big.
Their vines is covered. I know 100 by 100 area.
Yeah.
They just covered it all up.
And they've got quite. I mean, they kind of keep theirs in a square.
Yeah.
And so theirs looks good. They've got a good area.
Time to sow says Cherokee tans seem to be immune to squash bugs. That's what I was thinking because they rooted every leaf if you leave them on the ground, and even if something gets into them, they don't bother growing.
Tips for growing cabbage.
Make cabbage never form a bulb.
It just makes leaves.
But maybe the type of cabbage you're planting. If you're certain Chinese cabbages don't make a head; they only make leaves. So you need to check your variety.
Next February, I'm going to start tobacco seeds. I wanted to plant 3 or 4 tobacco plants, and we just forget it every year till it's too late. I have the seeds I wanted to plant because that is really good to worm your animals. It's really, and tobacco is something, you don't need a whole bunch of it, but you could have 2 or 3 plants on hand in case you need them.
How do I get seeds for my cabbage? You got to wait for it to bolt. And when it bolts, the top of the cabbage will bust open and a stalk will come up. And there'll be seeds on it, but then you can't have any other cabbage plants or anything like that near it where it will cross-pollinate. And how do I start a peach tree from seeds? Your seeds will have to be completely dry. You have to pound, and they will come up, but they will be a seedling. You don't know if they'll be this big around, if they'll be bitter, or if they'll be sweet. Usually you have to graft them.
What are some ways that we preserve apples? Well, I have dehydrated some.
Thank you, Tony.
We usually make apple sauce. I do a lot of apple slices in a light syrup. What else do we do with apples?
We dehydrate them.
I said dehydrate.
Applesauce. We make apple juice. We make.
Yeah. And I do the slices.
Yeah.
So.
We can them.
What kind of tobacco? I don't know what kind I have. We just
got tobacco seeds. We don't know what it is.
I got it. Did I get them from Zach at American Homestead?
They came in that box they sent them.
I think it was Zach at American Homestead, but it may not have been. For some reason I think I remember it, but I don't know. Anyway, there was a Homestead box went around with a lot of seeds, and that was one of them I took out was the tobacco seeds.
Have I tried growing avocados? Yes, I have. The freeze usually gets them every time. Fantastic. We planted Celebrity David too. And as a matter of fact, I mean, that's probably the only tomato we plant other than maybe our.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to be planting the Cherokee Purple in my greenhouse.
Yeah.
I will be starting those seeds this week. So, no, I think I've already started them.
You've already put the seeds in.
Yeah, I've got them. I don't know if they're up yet. I forgot to look. He watered today, so I don't know if they're up yet.
Yes, we direct sow our collard seeds. Sometimes we start them in cells. It just depends on how much room we have. But sometimes I do just direct sow them in the ground. I seem to have better luck if I direct sow them in the garden.
Okay. What else have we got?
Oh.
I don't know if we've done. I mean, we've been busy, but we've been
watching
these
so
storms. Much. When a storm is coming in, Danny starts watching them out in the
Gulf.
No, before they get to the Gulf.
I watch them in the Atlantic. We got 2 out there now.
Again, we have 2.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Can you can apple pie filling? Yes.
Yes, people do. I just don't make a lot of apple pies. If I make anything, I dump my apples in cake. I make an apple cake. And I hardly ever make an apple pie. I'm not a pie person. I hate making crust, so I just don't. Do you suggest sprouting beans for salads and sandwiches?
We don't do beans.
So I don't know. It's all in what you like.
All about your taste.
Rosella purple from Texas A&M dwarf project just like Cherokee purple, but much smaller bushes. Oh, wow.
Have we considered growing avocados in the greenhouse? This is our first year to have a greenhouse. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh,
Okra is good for
selling.
Yeah, it makes
If you can grow a lot, that's
you
one
can
thing
grow enough of it.
Paul and Amanda are trying to do. They're wanting to grow okra. That's one of their things they want to do for selling. We need a bump.
Need to grow. Thank you so much.
Oh, Homestead DIY.
Homestead DIY and with
L&T.
Yeah, you can go check that channel out, guys. It
helps them to grow.
It helps them to grow. So just check it out.
Cherokee purples are at the top of my planting list every year. Now we planted them 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put them in my greenhouse, and there's going to be reasons later, but that's one of the things that I'm putting in my greenhouse is 2 or 3 Cherokee purples bunch. We had more tomatoes than we knew what to do with this year.
Questions asked, if we were to move, where would we move and why? We would move to a mountainous region, more than likely, whether it's the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains or the Ozarks. And one of the possible events that's coming in the near future, just check out the Navy maps and see where the water levels are going to be at on the New World, and you'll kind of understand why we say we want to go to a mountainous region, say 600 feet and higher.
And because Mississippi's kind of one of them low spots.
Yeah, most of you will go underwater. All of Louisiana will, just all of Florida will.
Well, I do a video showing us how to fry okra, the seasoning and everything. I have a frying okra video.
Is it on Crazy Days?
I don't know. Y'all, I have videos on Crazy Days and I have them over on Deep South.
It's hard to remember which videos where.
Yeah. It is a one where I made, there's 2 videos. The first one, I canned okra. I used Old Alabama Gardener's way of canning okra, and I put it in jars and canned it. The second video is showing how to open the jar and how to fry it. It shows what I do when I fry okra. And so even though if I have fresh okra, I still the same way. And so you could go back and look for, just type in Fry Deep South Homestead and see if it'll pop up.
You want to know what brand of solar generator we have? It's called a Blue Eddy. One of them is a Blue Eddy. One of them is a Rock Pal.
We have 2 Blue Eddies.
We have 2 Blue Eddies and 1 Rock Pal.
Yeah.
And they seem to work really good. A lot of questions went by. I did not read them fast enough.
You just have to repost.
Russell asked a question. I can't remember what it was. I saw it.
At Cedar Creek Homestead in Oklahoma. Yes.
Mr. Howie. Yeah, I know Mr. Howie. Yeah, he has a porch talk. Let's see if I can catch back a couple of these questions.
Where is the best place to buy berry plants?
Can't answer that. You have to check out.
Broussard Homestead.
I think Broussard might have some.
Check out Broussard Homestead over in Louisiana, and they just had damage from that storm. But if every have some, I'm not 100% sure.
What can I do here in South Mississippi to get pecan trees to produce nuts? Zinc. These need zinc. We put zinc to ours this year. Never had pecans on them. This year they have pecans on them. Zinc is a big time issue with pecans. You can't send seeds out of the country. How can China get seeds in here?
They claimed it was jewelry.
They claimed it was jewelry and everything else is how they're doing it. They're as usual, and
they put on the package that it was some type of a necklace or a bracelet or.
Did you like the moringa trees? Yes, we love our moringa trees.
I have some in my greenhouse at the barn, and I got 1 or 2. I got 2 out in my herb garden, I think.
Let's see here. They said, I want Cedar Creek. I want overalls from him. He's one of my favorites. Yep. Mr. Howie's a good man. He puts out a lot of good information. I watch him pretty regularly. I don't always comment on his channel, but I do watch him.
Do we grow currants or elderberries?
We have elderberries growing in our holler down here, so we have elderberries. My grandpa lived on something till he died. And
it's hard to read those long ones.
Yeah, the long can stop it and go back and read it, I guess.
Yeah, it's really hard to read.
Yeah, a lot of people got upset when Mr. Howie started doing his porch talk because
Danny does porch time.
Because I do porch time, and he put it on the same day, just in the middle of the day. And I told him, I said, Mr. Howie asked me, was it going to be a problem? And I said, no. I said, no, you do what you need to do. I said, you
it's up some good information.
He's got a lot of good information. I mean, I really like him.
Lowe's has fruit trees
on clearance.
So if you might check your Lowe's out.
Check your local Lowe's out. If you need some fruit trees, maybe you can get you a few. I don't know why they'd have them on clearance right now, because it's just getting to be time of year to start planting.
It could be some they already had. Need to get rid of.
Could be. Could be.
You should send
some kudzu and poison. Oh, if I thought I could get away with it, I probably would.
Oh, probably they have some stuff a lot worse than that.
Oh yeah, they sent us some stuff over here worse than that.
Linda says she is a great grandparent for the first time.
Yeah, she said that a while ago.
It's a boy.
Can you use rabbit as wormer? No. Unless you're talking about rabbit tobacco.
That may be what they're talking about. I can't remember. I had the rabbit tobacco seeds at one time, but I can't remember if we tried it.
It grows wild in a lot of places.
So I'm not sure. How are you liking your tractor?
Love it. Had no problems out of it. It's been a great tractor.
Have you considered having the black pine dirt soil tested?
I had it tested years ago, and it was very rich in certain. I don't remember what all. All I remember was the pH was 5.5, and it had a lot of rich nutrition in it. So I don't remember all the words that was put in it. I don't remember all this, but it was very good. That's why I used it in my greenhouse. It was in all my raised beds, everything. It worked out real good.
When is the best time to plant sweet potatoes?
Usually, depends on where you live at first. If you live in the Deep South like we do, we usually plant around the second week in March.
Yeah, they were saying rabbit tobacco. Is it a wormer? Probably.
It probably is.
But I'm not looked it up to see. It's been a long time since I thought about rabbit tobacco. Law Service, we are in West Central Georgia, the foothills of the Appalachians. Did we plant spaghetti squash in the spring?
In the spring, probably the end of March.
Is a 20 by 12 greenhouse a good family of two? Yes.
Yes.
And you have to know, in a greenhouse, a lot of people go in and they plant a lot of tomatoes, or they plant a lot of peppers, or they plant a lot of that kind of stuff. Danny and I are trying to figure out how to grow stuff that we can eat all the time, because you can only eat so much tomatoes. And we planted a lot this year of tomatoes that we didn't intend to, and I forbid him to plant that many again. So we're planting just a few tomatoes at a time. I want a greenhouse that's fully functional with beans, and we want to have other veg. So we're going to have a wide variety this winter of stuff in there.
We love our Polaris. The Polaris.
Oh, it's saving time.
It has saved us so much time. We're able to get so much more done in a day's time, and we're not tired like we usually are.
Yeah, I mean, for an example, if we went to do anything, we had to go out and get in the truck, and it's big, and then you have to back it up and turn it around, and then we have to the cabin or go to the mailbox or go somewhere. Time you do all that, it takes time. The Polaris, we jump in it and we're gone. Yeah, there's a back up, turn around, squeeze in and out, and all this stuff. And when Danny's on the tractor, even, it goes so much faster than the tractor. So he can jump on the Polaris and be over at the cabin, get what he needs, and back before he could even get on the tractor and get it cranked half the time. It's just, it's amazing. And I love it because I can just go wherever I want and not have to walk.
Right.
And it hauls whatever I need hauled.
The question is, if you plant the sweet potatoes in zone 10B, I would probably say yes. I would have planted them no later than the end of July, probably.
And somebody's saying, do you water bath or pressure can sweet potatoes? You pressure can for an hour and a half.
Any vegetable gets, any acid fruits gets water bath.
Yes, always pressure can your veggies.
I'm telling you, the Polaris so much.
If we had known this, I mean, yeah, we've been wanting one, but if we'd really broke down 2 years ago and bought one, we would have been way ahead.
We'd have been way ahead of the game. We
just kept putting it off, and finally we just said, you know, we're killing ourselves trying to walk back and forth everywhere. And Danny just about won't walk. He grabs a tractor.
No. I have so much to do in a day. If I spend all my time walking, my legs will be give out before long, and I can't keep going.
Yeah.
What goes in with a peach tree leaves turning yellow and falling off? Ours are actually turning yellow and falling off. The heat, a lot of times the heat and just a lack of water.
And this time of the year.
And it's just the time of the year for them to fall off.
Somebody said something about his and her Polaris. Well, he has the tractor, and the Polaris was really bought for me to have something to get around with, to haul things. And we've just found that if I'm in the house working, he can jump on it and go do his running here and there. Or if I need it, it's right there. I can jump on it. We've learned to just back and forth it. I mean, it's worked out really well the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Muscadines, the couple thing to do is to dig you a little place in the ground, take a couple of vines, lay them down on the ground, put the dirt back over it, and lay a brick on it. Take your knife and scrape it first, just a little bit. Lay a brick on top of it so it doesn't come up out of the dirt in the early. And by the time fall comes, all your vines will have roots all over them into the ground. You can cut them off and dig those up and transplant them during the winter months.
Christy about chicken broth. No, it was somebody before Christy asked about chicken broth. I can't remember. I know chicken, you go an hour and a half, but I'm thinking if it's just broth, it's probably like 40 minutes, but don't quote me. Look in the Ball Blue Book, and it'll tell you on broth how long to go with broth. Lots of times I did the broth as long as I did the chicken because I had some of both, and I put it in there an hour and a half.
Mark and Jamie wants to know how long do they can figs? Frozen figs. They take them out. They need to can them. How long do you process them? What was it like? Was it 40 minutes?
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
I think.
In the water bath. You water bath them.
But now what I did, I put them in a light syrup. I made a light syrup. If you're doing whole figs, I put the whole figs over in a light syrup and boiled them. Was it 3 or 5 minutes or something? It wasn't long. Then you dip that hot figs and hot syrup into your jars and process them approximately 40 minutes, I think. I'm going to do preserves. I don't know how long it processes on the preserves. If you cook them down and then put them in a jar, I'm not 100% sure on that.
When do I harvest sweet potatoes? Anytime after 125 days you can dig sweet potatoes.
What do you think of the fruit trees that have 5 different fruits on it?
Well, I think it's great.
Danny has
I got one that's got 3 different kinds of apples on it that I grafted myself.
Yeah, we just haven't had 3 apples on it yet.
It's not old enough.
You grafted it 2 years ago?
Yeah. Oh, I seen Future Dreams to Reality popped in.
Hey, girl. How's Miss Sarah?
I've been checking out a few of your videos.
Yeah, we do. We've been watching a few.
We are subscribed to you, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it pops up when you do a video.
Yeah, it still pops up. I seen it somewhere when she came by. I just don't remember where it went.
How do you grow Celeste figs?
Do y'all grow Celeste figs? No, we do not grow Celeste figs. We don't have any Celeste, to be honest with you.
Mm.
All we got is brown turkey, and we got I call them my grandpa figs.
And it produced.
And we do have a LSU fig.
Yes, we did get an LSU fig this year.
Yeah.
That's what I made his fig Newtons out of this time, was his grandpa figs. I had a bag in the freezer. I had done peeled them and froze them. And I told him, I said, I need this out of the freezer because I'm trying to make room for everything. And so I took them out and I cooked them down with a touch of sugar and just kept cooking them till they just got real mushy and I could mush them up. And that's what I made his fig Newtons out of.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Wanda had 2 quarts of
the
the
bottom.
bottom broke apart. The rest of the jar. What did I do wrong? You either had, now was you pressure canning or was you water bath canning? It sounded like your jars were banging around too much, or either they got too hot, like the pressure and the pressure thing was too hot, or a lot of people would take a metal thing when they clean around in their jars, and all it takes is that metal to scratch that jar around the inside, all the way around it, and when you get it hot, it will break. Okay.
Ron wants to know: do we plant by the signs? How did that? I was trying to remember it while you were talking. Do we plant by the signs to double check almanac, such as when oak leaves are the size of a squirrel's ear? Is it time to plant corn?
Okay, Ron, let me say something. With the grand solar minimum coming, the farmer's almanac will not work.
It may or may not.
It may or may not work.
Now we've tried throughout the years.
We've tried to plant by the moon.
Yeah.
And the almanac, but we're not seeing any difference when we don't. And then we got to checking around, and once the grand solar minimum is coming in, the weather's changing. We're heading to what's possibly be a pole flip in the very near future. It's just not like it's supposed to work.
Yeah, and I think Hall's Tools, they tried it too, and they said they didn't notice any difference whether they planted by the moon or they didn't. I know there's a wives' tale on peas that they will all vine up if you plant them at the wrong time and won't produce, and that seems.
Now that does seem to have some truth.
Because if you plant them at a certain time, they will vine up and never make.
Yeah, but they'll also vine up if you put too much nitrogen to them.
So they could be either.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, guys, we've run out of time. We are getting late here.
How big is a
squirrel's ears anyway? I mean, I don't know. It's probably about the size of your little fingernail, you know, and that depends on what size fingers you have. So. How to make liquor for bartering sounds hard to me. It's actually not hard, David, at all. You can make liquor very.
Does a wooden spoon on top of a pan keep it from boiling over?
Yes, and don't ask me why, because I don't know.
I did
but
that.
It does work.
I do it off and on when I've got something in there that I know is going to boil to the top. I throw one of Danny's wooden spoons across it, and it doesn't do it. If you pick the spoon up, it starts coming out.
Also, let me say this. Also, you can put a 1/4 teaspoon of butter in something, especially if you're making jellies or jams or anything,
and it won't boil.
And it will not boil over.
I don't know what it is, but it will not boil over if you do that.
There's just such little secrets.
Somebody said I can jam. Oh, that's Sandy said I can, and it turned out the consistency of molasses. What did I do wrong? I don't know. Sometimes the jellies just do not do. The ones I did muscadine and scuppernong. The muscadine turned into syrup. The muscadine is like yours. It's thick, but it's not gelled like it should be.
Somebody has said something back here a while ago about porch time. Can we put porch time? What was it at?
I have a video on the fig Newtons.
Could you put porch time on Patreon every week? That is.
That might be an idea.
That's a very good idea.
Instead of putting it on YouTube.
Instead of putting it on YouTube, I could put it on Patreon unlocked. But only the people who knew to look for it would go to look for it. We would not. We wouldn't get as many views.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's better when he does porch time. I'll just try to.
We'll just try to
reel it in.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but it's the way it is.
Some things just gotta happen.
Some things just gotta be. You know, I mean, we don't like the fact that we're being censored, but we did sign on with YouTube to abide by their rules.
And we will.
And we will abide by their.
Do porch, but who knows what'll come out of his mouth. Just saying, I may have to cut some stuff.
I'm just so used to saying what comes. I don't care who's in the room with me. I don't care what's going on. It's like. It just comes out. I can't help it. And Wanda will probably have to
cut out.
She'll probably have to cut some stuff out. So if you see me sitting there talking, all of a sudden I'm in one position and I'm in another position, you know that Wanda had to cut something out I said that I wasn't supposed to say.
sometimes he just goes off on a tangent and I want to cut a lot out. But it's his porch time and I just leave it alone. But if it was me, I'd probably have porch time whacked in little pieces. So I have to leave it alone. But the one I put up today, I did have to whack a few pieces because of what he said. It wasn't anything bad. It's just that it had to be censored.
Yeah, it's just certain words, you know, I mean, we live in a politically correct society. I got slammed hard because I used the word evasive instead of invasive because I'm a southern guy. I have a slang that I use. To me, evasive, invasive, it's all basive. Doesn't matter to me, but there's so many people out there that's politically correct that you know, they want to always tell you said the wrong word.
And we say, I mean, here in the South, we say things different than people up north anyway.
Yeah.
And when we listen to people, I mean, like, and Julianne won't mind me saying this, when she would say creek.
Yeah.
And we would laugh because every time she would say something like that,
yeah.
I had to stop and think about what she was saying to make it make sense. She was doing that with us because she was going, okay, you just said this. Wait a minute, let me process it and figure out what we say. It was kind of funny, even though we're both in the United States and she's in Idaho and we're in South Mississippi. Sometimes the words don't cross over those two.
Yeah. Okay.
Give Danny some tranquilizers. He wouldn't take them.
I wouldn't take them.
Yeah. So, you know, we're just going to do the best we can. And I think for the most part, I don't know if we'll have a video up every day. I've been fighting it for a long, long time, trying to keep a video up every day. And Danny, before, we were going to slow down, and that was at January. Here it is, August, fixed to be September. So it's possible we may go to 3 to 4 days a week or something like that. We'll do porch time and at least 2 other videos in our live stream. And we just got to calm down some because I want to live life. I want to be able to do something besides edit videos, answer questions 24/7. And the only way for us to sit is to actually slow down.
That's it.
And so I may have to slow him down, but we got to do it. So that's what this whole, you know, things are coming together. Everything is starting to work where we are seeing a way to bring everything together.
We're starting at the end.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
our projects are all pulling together.
Yeah.
The places are beginning to take on shape.
It's starting to work like it's supposed to work.
Yeah. And even though we have a lot of bare dirt with grass starting to pop up, places that have trees down from pushing them up from the pond. We have a lot of that kind of stuff. We have debris from the wind blowing that needs to be picked up. We've got a few weeds here and there that should be pulled that we just hadn't had time. There's things goes on that we need time to do occasionally. But the whole overall Deep South, we're going to do another walk around shortly.
Yeah.
We did the full walk around before. Y'all will be amazed at the look and the difference now.
Yeah, you'll be amazed what the pond looks like now.
Well, I mean, the whole place.
Yeah, we do have Danny Corn's going to be coming in the very near future, yes.
Yeah, we'll have it up maybe tonight.
Can I start my onions or leeks from seeds indoors and then transplant them in late September and let them overwinter spring? Yes. Yes, you can. It's just that your onions and stuff, when they get up to about 3 inches tall, make sure you take your scissors and cut the tops off of them.
We need Miss Wanda's pond time videos. Well, I actually thought about sitting out on the pier and doing a video every week or something for Crazy Days.
Hey, Mr. Tom.
Hopefully, we will get some of that once we slow up with the harvest. We still got to finish our harvest.
We got a long way to go before we're through digging potatoes.
Yeah. And we have butter peas, y'all. Y'all ought to see the blooms on the butter peas. They were, the peas that were on them kind of shriveled up because we had too 2.5, 3 weeks of no rain.
No rain and extensive heat.
And the sun baked them. But after that, they're just loaded in bloom. So we may have a whole nother crop of butter peas. So
Russell says the pond breeding moccasins and gators yet? No, not yet.
It's had a
We've had a couple of birds in it and frogs, but that's about it.
Well, we had a couple of
turtles. Yeah, we had a couple of turtles. I've had to shoot some turtles, but other than that,
why do you cut tops off onions?
Because it makes them root out better and they get stockier. When they get up to about 3 or 4 inches tall, the top's going to break over like that anyway. So you might as well just cut it off. It makes it start branching out, putting on more leaves, if you want to call them leaves.
Hey, Mr. Tom, I don't know if he heard you or not.
Yeah,
but,
I did
how
say.
How are you doing?
We're doing good, Mr. Tom. I hope you're doing well. I do check in on your videos, sir. Flip in there every now and then. I don't do a lot of commenting because I just don't.
He forgets.
No, I don't forget all the time. It's just that I don't like people knowing where I go, you know, what videos I do watch and what videos I don't watch, you know.
Oh, he's bad. I say, did you comment on that video? And he goes, no. No. Me, I'm going to comment. If I watch something, I'm going to say something if I can remember.
David said, my pumpkins are taking over my greenhouse.
Oh, my. Yes, if you planted Cherokee Tans, they will.
Okay. We got to get off of here. Guys, we got to, Wanda and I still got a few things we got to wrap up here because it'll be our bedtime here in just a few minutes. When you get to be old like us and you get up as early as we get up, you do need a few hours sleep.
I need more than he does.
I know. I get about 5 and she needs about
8
at least. Yeah.
I get at least 7 a night.
Yeah.
I got to have 7. If I don't, he steers clear of me all day.
Yeah. Learn to coexist, I guess would be the word.
Anybody know how Eric is doing? He did not get to have his transplant.
No.
He had an issue, and so they postponed it, I think, 6 months. He is still on dialysis, and he is still working. So he is still going to work every day. And he does the dialysis, I think, at night, from what I saw on Jenna post this past week.
Where's your number 1 container growing? A large enough container to hold the job. And
make sure you water it, but not overwater.
Yeah.
Make sure you have drains on it. Make sure you fertilize it at least, once every 2 weeks?
Yep.
Yeah.
Calcium nitrate, liquid phosphorus, magnesium. Yep, make sure you get those in there.
Yes.
And a little bit of lime to make sure that it's good and sweet.
All right.
Okay. We got to pray, guys. Father, we thank you for the day that you've given us here. We thank you for all that you've done for us. You've been so good. And Father, right now we want to stop and we want to thank you that the storm didn't come in here and damage our place. At the same time, we want to pray for those that was in the path of the storm over in Louisiana and Texas and all up through Arkansas and everywhere it went, Lord. A lot of people got a lot of damage, and we've been in that boat before. We understand what it's like to be without power for lengthy periods of time, having timber down everywhere and damage to houses, Lord. People's lives have been uprooted and changed, and for those people, Lord, that they can get a roof back over their head, get their houses fixed, and get their life back in order now. Father, we pray for the Christy tonight had a request. Pray that you'll her needs, Lord. And Father, we just want to pray that for the condition of our country right now. It seems like people are going nuts and for no reason at all. They're just losing their minds, it seems like. And we do realize that we're at the end of an age, Lord, and these things you said got to come to pass, and for us not to be concerned about it. But Father, it's just sometimes it just doesn't feel safe to be out anymore. And we just pray for the ones that are in here tonight, that wherever they go, they can have safety, and that they'll have the resources that they need to be able to prepare for these uncertain days that lies ahead of us. And we're heading into elections now in the next 6 to 8 weeks, and only you know, Father, what's going to become of all of that. And we pray that whatever it is, that we'll be prepared for it now. And, be with those that need medical attention. We do pray that you will meet their physical needs in that, Lord, and guide the hands of doctors and nurses and everybody that works with them. And Lord, as we go through this sickness that we have going around, we do pray for we'll end up with it, Lord, but that everybody will stay healthy and will stay strong. We do pray for all of our service guys, our military guys that's serving in foreign fields, Lord, and even the ones that have to be here on the homeland to take care of things here, like the National Guards having to go in and help with the devastation in Louisiana and those places, be with their families as they're separated during these times now. Father, just time and watch after us and keep us under your wings like you talk about, Lord, in Psalm 91. Protect us, and like you say, if any moment we dash our foot against a stone, there's angels there to deliver us up, Father. Bless the work of our hands. Bless all of our homes and our homesteads now, and our health. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Okay. Time to...
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Jump off of here.
And I'm trying to think. I don't think we have any.
We didn't miss or nothing, did we?
Not that I know of. Well, no, we didn't have anything come into the post
We just got
office.
the peppercorn plants, and
that was last week.
But we showed them on here. So
yeah. No, I don't think we've gotten anything.
We didn't miss anything this week that anybody blessed us with. I don't think.
If we did, I'm sorry, but I'm thinking pretty much.
I don't think we.
This was all from last week,
yeah.
So we're good.
We're good. Thank you guys for those who do send gifts. We do appreciate them. Thank you for those who send cards and send letters.
And thank you for super chats and
the super chats. We appreciate those.
Helps us here get a little further along. And the things that I got last week that I showed you for the cabin and stuff, we're going to be back on the cabin shortly. Shortly.
We just got to knock out some projects, guys. We got so many irons in the fire right now.
Yeah, we've got to finish up stuff.
To get some stuff finished up.
And we have projects coming up, and we got to finish some of them. And the cabin is one of them we're going to get back on for the winter. And we want to be able to show some things over there. And so it's going to be cooling off too. That makes it so much more pleasant at the cabin when it's a little bit cooler.
It's a little bit cooler.
We like it when it's summertime, but it can be a little warm.
Well, we have it pretty well designed. We've got a lot of work to do.
The fans and stuff help.
Next thing we're going to be looking into is purchasing a gas hot water heater to go on the outside of the house and on demand. We just got to figure out which one we think is the best, so.
And work on the closing in the bottom, closing in the porch. Then we're going to start back inside and.
We got some tile to lay, got a tub to finish.
Kitchen cabinets.
Kitchen cabinets finished. We got a lot.
He knows that's my big thing. I want the kitchen cabinets finished. I can't show y'all what the kitchen looks like
until I finish the cabinets.
And he likes the top cabinets. And I've been waiting.
Yeah.
And waiting.
And waiting.
And waiting.
It's just so hot.
I told him it's okay. He'll get them done. The first one, the bottom cabinets and the middle cabinets went together really, really fast. And he's got 1 or 2 on the top done.
I got 2 doors on the top done. I got about, 5? Something like that.
So we're 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah.
It's just, he's got to finish it. And I want to be able to show it, but I don't like jumping the gun.
Yeah.
And showing things half finished and then have to turn around and do it again. I like to be able to show it once it's done.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. And we will see y'all in the next. Thank you guys from Deep South Homestead. Right there. Well done.